let's compare the forehand techniques of Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner. Now, these videos are courtesy of Liam Appilato and Court Level Tennis on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to their awesome channel. I've put their link in the description below. So let's watch them hit these forehands 3 times, and then we'll analyze them. All right, the first thing we want to do is compare the grips. They do not use the same grip. Let's have a look. First, for Alcaraz, he uses a standard semi-Western grip. That's where you place the base knuckle of the index finger and the heel pad on panel number 4. The top panel is 1, this is 2, 3, and 4. Alcaraz uses the semi-Western grip. Sinner is a little different. His knuckle and heel pad are on the corner between 4 and 5. Remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has really no name for this grip. It is in between a semi-Western and a full Western. Next, let's have a look at their turns. Now, they both have a unit turn with their left hand on the throat of the racket. You'll notice that they have a slight difference in where their strings are pointing. That isn't just because of their wrist position, but it's also because of their grip. Where at this moment, we've got Alcaraz, his strings are facing a little bit more forward, where Sinner has his strings very much off to his side at this moment. Again, this is very much grip dependent. But you'll see another difference here. When Alcaraz takes his racket back versus Sinner, Alcaraz has his right hand higher on average than Sinner. Sinner uses a bit of a Roger Federer type of turn, where it's that lower turn, where Alcaraz has that higher turn, not quite as high as Djokovic on average, but definitely it's that higher turn. Now, how does this affect their drop and their swing forward? Well, when you have your hand higher, you have a more round drop and swing to the ball, where with Jannik, it's going to be a very sharp change of direction. Look at Carlos first. Watch his hand go down and then very round to the ball. See that? It's a round type of turn, where Jannik goes like this, back and very sharp to the ball, back and sharp forward. So you can see the gradual change of direction here and the sharp change of direction. Yes, this swing is a bit smaller, which can help you, I guess, on fast surfaces and deep balls. But when you turn a little bit higher, you have a little bit more freedom to have acceleration that's going to occur with a round swing rather than having to muscle it with this very small and abbreviated circle. I'm definitely not saying that Jannik is incorrect. What I'm saying is I'm a fan of the Alcaraz type of swing for recreational players. I think it just gives a bit more free and easy power for non-professional athletes. Now, as the racket begins to drop and the hitting hand begins to drop, you'll notice a difference in where the tip of the racket is pointing as well. Here with Alcaraz, the tip of the racket is pointing up at an angle, where Sinner has the tip of his racket pointing straight over to the right. Again, what Sinner is doing is not wrong. For my money, though, I think the Alcaraz swing is easier for recreational players to copy. It is a softer type of lag, very similar to Djokovic, that's going to help non-professional athletes, professional tennis players like yourself watching this video, in order to have a swing they can emulate, a swing that you can copy and really improve your forehand. Now, as they start to bring their hand forward, what you'll notice is their non-hitting hand clearing out of the way. This is critical. If you're someone who struggles rotating your hips and rotating your body into the shot, in fact, if you've been told by a local coach, hey, you got to rotate your body, the focus has to be actually on your non-hitting hand, not just your hips. I want you to watch how the non-hitting hand clears out of the way. And this is not just because their arm is going for a ride with the body rotating. I want you to think of the non-hitting arm clearing out of the way as a catalyst to help initiate body rotation. In fact, you can look at the non-hitting hand and understand the level of the player. Obviously, these are two world-class players, top two players in the world right now. So what are they going to do? They're going to move their non-hitting hands out of the way perfectly. But for many recreational players, they'll just drop this arm and it will impede hip turn. You can just see that they cannot rotate the hips because the non-hitting arm dropped. So make sure that, yes, you take the racket back with both hands in the unit turn as your body rotates. But as your racket drops, start clearing that non-hitting hand across and out of the way. This ensures body rotation so you can hit a great shot. Now, let's look at this moment right here. You'll notice that the hand goes forward, the racket lags back, and they get this moment here where the butt cap is pointing at the ball. You'll notice when we zoom in, their strings are pointing down. Let's say there are 200 things that I teach, right? From strategy to footwork to technique and singles, doubles, everything, right? If I could boil it down to my top, we'll say 5 favorite tips, this is one of them. So listen up. You have got to make sure that your racket face is closed at about a 45-degree angle before you go to the ball. This ensures that you can hit great topspin. You watch most recreational players who struggle to hit topspin, their racket is straight up and down at this moment, as if you could balance a coin on the top edge of the racket. Not these guys. Their racket is angled. This is partly due to the grip, but also just making sure that they have that feeling that their palm is facing down. So when the butt cap is pointing at the ball for you, make sure you feel like your palm is down a bit. This allows you to swing up the back of the ball for spin. So let's go to the contact now. You'll notice a big difference in their hitting arm. Alcaraz, straight. Sinner, bent. Both are correct. Both are personal preference. Please do not allow a coach to force you into a straight arm or force you into a bent arm. I have personally taught players and they say, yeah, my coach told me I had to get my arm straight. Well, Djokovic's arm isn't straight. You know, you can see Sinner's arm isn't straight. This is purely personal preference. Obviously, if your arm is straight, you're going to have to be farther away from the ball. If your arm is going to be bent, you're going to have to be slightly closer. For me personally, I'm a big fan for rec players with the arm bent. I find that rec players who have a bent arm tend to have a more consistent shot. What it's all about, who knows? All I know is that when the arm seems to be bent for players and in the rec level, they just have, they seem to have a lot more success. Now, when it comes to the non-hitting hand at this point, I love the fact that you can see Alcaraz's left hand over his left shoulder from this back view. Now, again, I'm not saying that Sinner is wrong. What I'm saying is if you're going to start creating a Frankenstein type of forehand where you're going to pick this little piece from this player and this little piece from that player, I want you to copy this from Alcaraz. Have your non-hitting hand visible over your non-hitting shoulder at contact. Remember, we had the non-hitting hand over and across. So if you move it across and up, making sure that it's visible at contact, then what you end up doing is ensuring that it cleared out of the way in a way that promotes that body rotation. I just recently taught someone and their non-hitting hand was visible here when they were striking the ball. We looked at them on video. Their non-hitting hand was right here. And guess what? They struggled rotating and turning the hips and shoulders into the shot. So work on having that non-hitting hand like Alcaraz, where it's visible over the non-hitting shoulder, and that ensures that your body was rotating. All right, so we go all the way to the finish. One thing that I really like about Sinner is he has a little bit less over rotation, meaning right now his body is facing basically the net post or like the single stick over here. Where with Alcaraz, you'll see that his body rotates a little bit more. I made a Kokkinakis versus Sinner video, which I think I'll actually put at the end of this so you can watch it. And it was all about how much rotation occurred after contact. And Kokkinakis had way too much rotation where Sinner almost was like still facing forward when he's done. I think it just makes it easier to get back into the ready position. I'm not saying, again, that Alcaraz is wrong. I think for you as the rec player, try when you're done to feel like your body is more forward. Maybe that ends up with your body facing the net post. But instead of thinking of your body facing to the side, which, again, produces a lot of over-rotation, just feel like your chest is facing more toward the net post like Sinner. And then, of course, they're going to get back in the ready position and split step for the next ball. Now, if you're tired of lugging around your old and outdated ball machine, then just make your tennis friends jealous and get the Proton Ball Machine by Hydrogen Sports. And right now you can get free shipping in the USA when you use my link. It's in the description. You'll find it in the first comment. You'll also see it on the screen at the end of this video. The Proton is fully programmable using its intuitive app. In fact, you control it using your smartphone or watch. It holds up to 100 balls and weighs less than 20 pounds. To see how truly amazing this ball machine is, and to get free shipping when you order one, be sure to use my link. So click right there to check out the Proton Ball Machine, and with that link, you're given a coupon code for free shipping. Go out and film yourself hitting forehands from the back view. Compare yourself to the pros. If you do, there's no doubt you're going to gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2minutetennis.net. You got this.